Hello, you lovely yogis, and welcome to our Wednesday evening practice. I hope everybody is feeling good for our midweek stretch. It's going to be a really grounding one this evening, just because of the time of year that we find ourselves in. I can't believe it's nearly autumn. And also, with things going on in the news at the moment, I'm sure everybody is feeling a little bit apprehensive and a little bit on the wobbly side. So see if we can get everybody grounded, rooted and stable back into a nice comfortable space physically and mentally. I did put a little note on the chat to grab yourself a strap. Doesn't have to be a strap. It can be a long sock, trainer sock or whatever, training sock I should say, not trainer sock, or a dressing gown cord, something to extend your grip in Gomukhasana. So if you can already reach, then maybe you don't need anything, but hop off and find yourself something now if you haven't already. As always, a couple of cushions just to make yourself nice and comfortable for Shavasana. We will need a cushion for the first part of our practice. So again, I'm sure you've got one nearby. So go and grab one of those and we will come and sit on the shins. So if you find that there's not enough padding around your knees, then maybe place a blanket or something underneath your knees. But we're going to stick a cushion or maybe two in between your shins and your back of your thighs as we come to sit in Vajrasana, our thunderbolt pose. So nice and comfortable, knees pretty much together. If it's tough again on the tops of the feet, then maybe double up your mat so it's nice and cushioned, so that you don't have to think about those spaces as we relax. So before we start to close our eyes, take a nice gentle roll of the shoulders up, back and down. We're going to come to place the palms face up onto the knees and then close the eyes as we settle into our space on the mat this evening. So as we close our eyes, as always, we take a moment to gaze inwardly on the body, noticing what's true for your physical self today. How this resting on your shins is feeling. Maybe we've been out running recently and the shins are feeling quite nice to be lengthened here, or maybe it's a little uncomfortable. Noticing how the space around the kneecaps feels. And again, if it's uncomfortable, just place another cushion in between the legs. And then coming up to the space around the hips, around the upper thighs, the glutes. And starting to draw the tailbone down towards those heels. So lengthening through the low spine, dropping down through the tailbone, and from that dropping down, from that anchoring and grounding of the back, we send the spinal column upwards into the crown of the head. So nice and tall as you breathe in, and then softening those shoulders as you breathe out. A client today asking me when we're in this initial position, whether we need to drop the chin down or whether we need to leave it parallel with the floor. It's kind of halfway in between. So we're thinking about the top of the back of the neck and that lengthening up towards the sky, the ceiling, opening up through the whole of the back of the neck, those tiny vertebrae helping us keep strong through the head. And notice where we have any tension around that space as we lift up and open those vertebrae. And then again, just softening the shoulders away from the ears as you breathe out. Noticing too if there is any tension around the upper back and the shoulders. Again, sometimes when we're feeling a little bit anxious, perhaps that anxiety manifests itself around the shoulders, around the chest. Just noticing what is true for your body today. Becoming into that softer space as we start to let ourselves relax a little. Relaxing the jaw, the eye sockets, the eyebrows. And then we start to bring our awareness to our breath. Just checking in with our levels of inhale and exhale this evening. Perhaps one is more dominant, perhaps one side is more dominant. Just noticing again how the breath is moving into the body, how it filters out of the body. And just watching for a moment as we naturally slow down. Again, that journey in through the nostrils, filtering into the base of the lungs, and then softening as it floats away out through the nostrils again. And with that exhale breath, just sending out any worries, any feelings of anxiety, any tension, any stress, and replacing it with that positive, fresh new energy, fresh new air. Again, visualizing where we can, that openness entering the body, that sense of lightness around the lungs, around the heart. Again, any heaviness is filtered out through the exhale. Coming to this space of ease. And as always, we take a moment to make a promise to ourselves to practice with openness and honesty, but this evening we're also going to set an intention of practice. So whatever crops up in your mind first off, anything that you are striving to achieve through your practice this evening, perhaps a sense of general well-being, perhaps a good night's sleep, or perhaps something on a more physical level. Again, whatever is true for you this evening, take a moment to acknowledge that dedication, and then bring those hands together at heart in prayer to seal the dedication. Blinking eyelids open, raising gaze, namaste. And then from here, as you inhale, lifting all the way up through the thighs, off onto the knees, opening the hands, and then gently placing the hands together in prayer at heart. Rolling shoulders up, back and down. So taking away that prop, that pillow, but keeping under the knees if you have anything there. And we're going to tuck the toes underneath. Now I know you will love this exercise, so please don't hate me completely. And please don't think that I'm not seeing you, I can see you. Tucking your toes underneath as you come into our toe opening pose. So we're going to sit down onto those heels, but not with any great weight. We're going to still lift the body away up through the crown of the head so that there's limited pressure through the feet. But we feel that sense of opening across the underside of the toe line into the pads of the feet. If you can, opening into the little toe sides of the feet, just placing the palms down, again closing the eyes, settling into that longer, deeper breath for a moment. Again, see if we can find a sense of ease here. Not always easy. Nice, long, steady flow of breath all the way into the outer edge of those toes. See if we can maintain that even flow of inhale to exhale. Smile. Last breath in and out. And then gently bring the hands down as you lift up onto your knees and just gently tap the tops of your feet. So hopefully with those nice open toes, we're going to send ourselves up into a gentle downward dog. Just going to turn around this way so you can see me better. Take your hands forward by one hand length so that they're not directly underneath your shoulders. Lift up all 10 fingers and thumbs and then gently roll them back down into the mat. So we have that nice open palm to feel an anchor down into floor. Tucking those toes, and then as you exhale, we're going to lift up with the hips, keeping away from those shoulders for a moment, bending into the knees. Gently stretching out through upper body, and then gazing underneath each arm, just slowly opening up through the back of the neck. We're going to do some more neck stretches a little bit later. And then on the next inhale, send the body all the way up into the tailbone. And as you exhale, big sigh and let the chest soften. 2 more of those. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Last one. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Next inhale, lift up high onto your toes. And as you exhale, roll down into the balls of the feet, the arch of the feet, the heels of the feet. Really feel the stretch in the calf muscles, the Achilles. Lift up the big toes, stretch them nice and wide. And then gently paddle the feet. See if you can get the heels all the way down to the floor. So taking really mini steps towards the top of the mat. Again, the whole of the foot planting into the floor. And then bringing the heels underneath the hips. Inhale up halfway, lifting chest, shoulders back, lifting the belly in towards the spine, and then as you exhale, bend the knees to fold. So we're going to do some standing postures first of all, slowly rolling your way up. Head is heavy, shoulders are heavy, so that we can really get into a long, stretchy section after our standing postures. So we'll get a little bit of energy into the body, and then we're going to do some really grounding, releasing stretches after that. So bear with, I know we're not quite warmed up yet, but hopefully after a couple of flowing movements we will be nice and warm. As you inhale, take the arms out wide, lifting the chest and opening those arms. Bring the hands into prayer and then tracing the front of the body with that prayer as you hinge from the hips and come down. Again, that inhale up halfway, lifting chest. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Take the hands down beside the feet. Inhale, right foot back. Drop into the hips, lifting the chest, coming into runner's lunge. Shoulders back, opening across those collarbone bones. No tension in the left toes. Inhale up through left arm, shoulders back into sockets. Exhale, fingertips come down. Inhale up, right arm, shoulders back. Exhale, full palms. Inhale, left foot plank. Big breath in. As you exhale, knees, chin, chest, or knees, whole body. And then from here, as you inhale, lift your body into cobra. Shoulders coming back, elbows nice and tight along the sides of the body. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Tucking toes. Inhale to send the hips towards the heels. And then as you exhale, lifting those hips. Again, as you come into your downward dog, take a moment swaying the hips, pedaling the feet. Checking in with the legs now. Noticing how they're doing this evening. And then next inhale, again, lift up high onto toes. Exhale down through the heels. And then very slowly, again, we're going to paddle those feet. Nice little movements. Little steps towards the top of the mat. Heels underneath the hips. Inhale up halfway, lifting chest, tucking tailbone. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. Again, that nice heavy-headed ragdoll up through the center so we can check in with the spine. Shoulder roll up, back and down. Inhale, sweeping arms out and up. Exhale, tracing the prayer. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees. Plant the hands. Inhale, take the left foot back. Again, dropping hips coming up onto fingertips, shoulders back, opening and broadening across that front line of the body. Lifting up through the left thigh. Inhale, right arm up, squeezing thighs together, shoulders back. Exhale, right fingertips down. Inhale, left arm up, shoulders back. Exhale, full palms. Inhale, right foot back into plank, big breath in. Again, your choice, knees, chin, chest, or knees, whole body. Inhale into low cobra. Big sigh out. Inhale, tuck toes, send the hips back. And then exhale, downward dog. There's some resetting here for a moment, swaying through those hips. Again, maybe even bending and stretching those legs. On the inhale breath, send the right foot up and back, three-legged. Exhale, hug the right knee. Heel toe the foot in between the hands, or move it forward, making sure right knee is above right ankle. Left heel down, inhale, warrior one. As you exhale, ground down through the hips, through the shoulders. Again, we're thinking about that anchoring of the body, that connection with the feet to the earth. So making sure the toes are relaxed and open. Everything is pushing in through those feet, but elevating up through that center line of the body. On the next inhale, raise the arms, raise the gaze. And as you exhale, cactus those arms. Shoulders coming back and towards the center line. Inhale, breath, scoop the air up and lift those arms. Again, hugging belly and dropping tailbone down. Have the hands frame the front foot. Bring right foot back into plank. Big breath in. As you exhale, knees, chin, chest, or knees, whole body. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot up and back, three-legged. Exhale, hug the knee, heel toe the foot, right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, draw hips and shoulders into the earth. Anchoring those feet, no tension through the toes. Next inhale, raise the gaze, raise the arms. Exhale, cactus. Drawing those shoulders down, squeezing the shoulder blades towards the center line. Inhale, scooping the air up, pull the belly in, drop the tailbone down. Exhale, hands to plant. Inhale, left foot back, downward dog. Again, that gentle sway. Inhale, up high onto toes. Exhale, down through the heels. Inhale, right foot up and back. Exhale, hug the right knee high and towards heart center. Heel toe in between the hands, just changing sides so you can see me in warrior two. Left heel comes down, make sure arch is in line with the right heel. Cartwheel left arm up and open into warrior two. Again, that nice big stretch along the inside of that upper body, stretching from fingertip to fingertip. Softening into the right thigh, pulling away through left thigh. Drawing down through the tailbone, again finding a lift through the crown of the head, but finding softness and stability through those legs. Big breath in, big sigh out. Turning right palm, scooping the air up, lifting that right arm, left hand down. Right arm is opening into our reverse warrior. Right knee is maybe softening a little deeper. Again, we're thinking about that anchor point of the right foot and also the anchor point of the outer edge of the left foot as we stretch open through the inner thigh. Big breath in and out. And then from here, as you inhale, draw the underside of the right thigh up and back and cartwheel right arm over into Trikonasana. So as always, maybe left hand comes onto left waist. Maybe it stays up, maybe the right hand is just below the knee, or maybe we're a little bit further down. Wherever we are, left shoulder is on top of right shoulder. Big breath in and out. Next inhale, engage left obliques, come all the way up so those arms are parallel. Take right toes in to face towards the side. So maybe it's easier for you to face towards the other side, doesn't matter as long as you're facing one side of the mat. Taking the arms nice and open, spreading your wings across that central line, slightly pigeon-toeing the feet as we squeeze those shoulder blades back and together and then lean the chest forward, coming into our Prasarita. When you reach halfway, take the arms behind the back, bring them into clasp, releasing index fingers towards the ceiling, lifting chest a little to reset. And then drawing the crown of the head down towards the floor. Again, as you pull up through those fingers, think about that rooting down through the crown of the head, through the feet. Long, expansive breaths. Big breath in. And then exhale, just let the arms fall down towards the floor. Inhale up halfway, hands underneath your shoulders, maybe they're onto fingertips. Maybe you need to bend the knees a little. If you can, keep the legs straight. Exhale, folding forward. Again, 2 more of those. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale, halfway. And exhale. Turning towards those right toes, turning them back towards the front of the mat or whichever side you've come onto. And as you bring that right foot back into plank, big breath in. Your choice here, you can chaturanga if you want to, or knees, chin, chest. Inhale into up dog cobra, be careful with the lower back. Pull the belly button in towards the spine to lift into downward dog. Big breath in. Big sigh out. I'm just going to change directions again so you can see me. As you inhale up with that left foot, 3-legged dog. Exhale, hug the left knee nice and high, heel to the foot. Right heel comes down. Again, we're cartwheeling those arms open into warrior 2. Think about your leg, your foot position, left heel in line with right arch. So we have those super open hips and that big expansive line across the middle of the chest into fingertips. No tension in the toes, nice and open through all 4 points of those feet. Big breath in and out. Again, the tailbone is dropping. We're opening through the hips, feeling expansive across that middle line of the body. Again, feeling strong in our warrior 2. Longer, deeper breaths. Before we turn the left palm, and again, we reach that left arm up into our reverse warrior, right hand down, nice and open along that left side body. Maybe we're softening into that left thigh, maybe not. Right shoulder is dropping away from the ear. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Again, we're going to pull up through that left thigh to straighten the legs as we take our long journey into Trikonasana. Left hand down, right arm lifts, shoulders back into their sockets. Again, nice and broad across the chest, finding length to your upper body. So if we can really expand the chest rather than crumpling into the side. Big breath in, big sigh out. Again, as you inhale, we're coming up into our side lift, and then we're going to turn those toes. Again, perhaps it might be easier for you to turn around to a different side of the mat, or maybe you might not be able to see me or whatever, but make sure you have space in front of you. Pigeon toe those feet, and again, we're really broadening across the chest as you lift. As you exhale, we're going to come forward through the heart, keeping open through those palms halfway. And then we're going to roll those shoulders back and down and squeeze the shoulder blades. So we're slightly bending into the elbows, creating little wings for the side of the body. Again, huge breaths here, leaning forward into that heart space again. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, let the hands fall. We're going to take the right hand to the left leg. Maybe it's the foot, maybe it's the leg, maybe we need to bend slightly into the knees. If you can, keep the bend even, i.e. both knees rather than just one leg. And then we're going to lift the left arm up. So we're gently bending that right elbow to draw the chest closer towards those legs. Try not to let the top shoulder fall into the face, keep it lifted and open. Again, we're broadening the chest, deepening the breath. And then swapping sides, left hand onto the right leg. As you inhale, lifting that other arm up. Again, the shoulder is to open out through that side rather than to compress. And we're bending into the bottom elbow to draw the chest towards the thigh. And then gently release. Again, we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale up halfway, heart moving forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Turning to frame that left foot now. Again, vinyasa of your choice. You don't have to do a vinyasa. You can just come and rest in child's pose, or you can come and rest in down dog. Whichever one you choose, make it right for your body. And then when you're ready, meeting in down dog. Big, long, expansive breaths again across the shoulder line, looking towards the inner thighs. See if you can trace the line of the breath in through the nostrils, up into the back body, and then down the back of the legs. Again, that really long, deep breath into the belly space. And then we're going to drop those knees down. So that's the end of our dynamic section. I'm sure you're all like, yeah, thank God. We're just going to come into a nice stretchy section now. So hopefully that will have grounded your body a little bit, and then we're going to get really nice and open into those muscles and those joints. So from here we're going to come into this thread the needle. Take your right arm up and open, and slide that right arm underneath the left, coming onto the right ear and the back of that right arm. From here you can either stay in this position, or you can lift that left arm up and send it behind the back of the body to grab the inside of your right thigh, thus creating a little bit more of a twist for your upper body. From here, as you exhale, see if you can tuck the tailbone a little to lift the belly. But whatever you do, please be comfortable on the neck. Again, if you've got tension in the neck, just draw a pillow closer and maybe slide it underneath your right side of your head. So nice big breath in and out here. Again, all about creating space for your body, thinking about that connection with what part of your body is on the floor and how it relates to the earth. And then inhale that left arm all the way up. Plant it beside the face, and on the next inhale, lift the right arm up and open. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slide it underneath. Again, we're coming onto the left side of the head or the ear, and the whole of the back of that left side of the arm. Before we take a nice big inhale and lift the right arm up, sliding hand behind the back, finding the inside of the left thigh. Again, final thing is to tuck the tailbone underneath, so we've got that lift in the belly. See if we can keep that right shoulder opening up to broaden across the chest, easing into the back of that left shoulder. Inhale, lifting right arm up. Exhale, planting it down. And then next inhale, lifting left arm up and open. Exhale, hands down. Crossing at the ankles and just sitting back onto your sit bones. So moving yourself forward if you need to, just making sure that you're actually on the mat. And then wriggling out through the backs of those knees for a moment. So you might want to grab hold of your strap. I'll do it with a strap this evening, or your long sock. Or if you don't have one, don't need one, don't worry about it, just place your hands on your thighs. If you are using a strap, place the strap around your feet, about hip width apart for everybody. And we're going to walk the hands down enough so that you've got long arms and a little bit of tension in those arms. so that we have a nice open space to lift the chest and come into a forward bend. From here, as you inhale, we're going to lift that chest, shoulders come down. As you exhale, turn the inner elbows to face the ceiling and pull them back in towards the body. So again, it's the heart that's moving forward, head is in line with the spine. If you don't have a strap, don't worry about it, just place your hands on the legs and just do the same thing. You can walk your hands down towards your heels, but still we're pulling the elbows back, we're moving the heart forward. You can close your eyes here, finding length to upper body, depth to your breath. And then on the inhale, you're going to engage the belly, hug it in, reach beyond the toes, come all the way up. And as you exhale, big sigh and let the arms fall down beside you, let the head fall. So we're coming into that passive forward bend, allowing the weight of gravity to soften your upper body. Again, sometimes this could be harder than our active stretches, those passive releasing stretches. Gently turning to look from left to right. Again, we're thinking about the neck and that connection between the neck and the shoulders and the upper back. And then slowly rolling your way back up, just letting the arms follow. Before we take the right foot in to the left thigh. So we're going to take the flesh away from the left sit bone and we're going to lift those left toes up. So we're completely engaging through the underside of that left leg. Hands beside the left knee. Inhale up through the chest, and again, same deal into our forward bend, but this time we're opening up through that inner hip. So as you come forward, again, think about the change in the space around your hamstring, around your hip, how that is affected with that one knee bend. Again, crown of the head is moving forward, heart space is moving forward. Maybe you want to bring the hands around the foot. Try not to bring them around the toes. Deepening that breath here. Again, super low breath in and out. Finding depth to your inhale. And again, same deal, we're going to reach beyond the toes, hug the belly and come all the way up. This time we're going to take the right hand behind you, come into extended gate pose, right knee comes down, and then lift those hips up off the floor. So making sure we've got that nice big lift through both hips. Right shoulder is pulling back into its socket, opening up, gazing towards that left middle finger. Really deepening the breath all the way through the front of the groin, out through that side body, into the hip. And then rolling that left arm forward and down, looking towards the floor as you come down softly, coming back onto the floor. And then we're going to move that left foot into a stag position. So left foot comes behind you. I know lots of you will be thinking, maybe I'll turn to face you, lots of you will be thinking, oh, well, my left hip has just come up off the floor. That's okay, just rolling it down as much as you possibly can. Rolling down into the low back, and then we're going to take both hands onto that left leg. So one onto the knee, one onto the foot, to take a nice gentle twist. So we're lifting up into the center body, opening up to look up over that back shoulder. Again, we're thinking about the neck, so we're going to drop the chin down towards that left collarbone. Nice even flow of breath. See if you can really push the right shoulder down as you lift up that center body here in our twist. So deepening that inhale, again dropping the chin down even further if you possibly can. And then release, coming all the way over to the other side. So as you come over to the other side, we're going to turn back to the front now. We're going to take those hands all the way round so that we can feel that left hip lifting now. That's okay. We're going to see if we can bring the elbows down onto the floor. So take a moment here, just bringing the elbows down onto the floor. If you can't quite reach, again, grab your trusty pillows and place the elbows onto the pillow. Notice too whether the shoulders have started to rise up towards the ears. If you can, soften them away. And if this is still feeling quite a nice twist for you, then you can make your way all the way round towards that side of the mat. And we're going to turn the left palm to 90 degrees, and we're going to extend the right arm out. So again, maybe we want to stay here. Maybe we want to bring the left ear on the left side of the face down onto that left hand. Wherever we are, find that full extension of breath into lower left side. Again, watch the shoulders. Don't move too far into the position at the expense that your breath is shallower, or that your shoulders start to come in towards your ears. And then just one more deep breath in and out before we take a final sigh, I should say, out the mouth. And then making our way back around to the front. So that first twist that we did, we're going to do that again. So both hands over to the left side and just gaze up over that left shoulder to counter stretch before we turn back to the front. So we're going to come, we're going to bring that right knee behind you, come up onto your knees, and like if you're like me and you're in your kitchen and you have a slidey floor, this is a little bit easier, or perhaps, I don't know, a little bit more difficult. We're going to come into our frog position. Try and come off your mat, because it's harder to slide on your mat, obviously, because a mat's not meant to be slidey. But we're going to try and see if we can come out a little wider with the knees, and maybe we come down onto the elbows. Again, use your trusty pillows if you need to, just to let the knees come a little bit wider. See if you can bring your body parallel to the floor. And again, maybe we can close the eyes and breathe into that stretch. Again, when you close your eyes, just watch for those shoulders coming up towards the ears. Watch for that shallowing of your breath. And obviously, hopefully it's not too shiny a floor, otherwise you'll be sliding a little bit too far. So big breath in and out. And then very slowly come up into the centre a little bit, a little way, so that you can sit down and bring your legs back to the front. So wriggling out through those legs, hopefully that will feel kind of okay on the hips. And we come on to the other side. So left foot comes in, flesh away from your right sit bone, right toes popping up towards the face as you bring the hands beside the right knee. On the inhale again, lifting the chest. As you exhale, moving heart forward towards the toes. Hands coming with you. Maybe they reach the foot, maybe they don't. But wherever we are, finding that depth of inhale, matching it with the exhale, and moving into that lower back space, but also noticing again that space around the hip. So final big breath in, big sigh out. Inhale to reach beyond the toes, engage the belly. Send the left hand behind you as you push into the left knee and come up into our extended gate pose. Again, perhaps noticing that left shoulder pulling it in towards the body, reaching up and over with that right arm and extending the breath all the way down the side. So one final big breath in and then rounding the right arm forward and down, catching the back of the shoulder as well in that stretch. Sending right foot behind you into our stag position on this side. And again, don't worry too much if the right sit bone has come off the floor, but if you can, rounding it down as much as possible before we take our side spinal twist. So hands onto your right leg, foot and knee, and then as you inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head and turning to look over that right shoulder. Again, because we're thinking about the neck stretching too, we're going to drop the chin down towards the collarbone and let that left shoulder fall away. Again, keeping as tall a spine as possible. Maybe you might even need a pillow under that left hip. I should have said that on the last side. But just finding that even space, grounding down through right hip as much as possible. So one more big breath in. Exhaling back to the front, and then we're going to take our twisted stag pose. So we're going to come over to that left side. Again, the first thing to do is to see if you can come down onto your elbows. So it's diagonally out from the back of that left side of the mat. And again, if you need a prop in this, that's all good. And maybe we stay here. Again, the right hip is lifting, that's okay. We're feeling a twist through both side bodies. After a few breaths, maybe you want to swing your right elbow out, right hand in, so that we're getting a 90-degree angle with that right hand, and extending the left arm along the shoulder line. Again, maybe you can bring the right side of the head down onto that right hand, or maybe not. Again, wherever you are, see if we can get that fullness of breath. Closing the eyes down, gazing inwardly at the body and what this is doing for your body. Again, if it's feeling too tense, come out slightly so that we can regain that long flow of breath and that softness through those muscles into that compression of the twist. Deepening that breath for one last inhale, big final sigh, and then very slowly making your way back up, coming into our counter twist. Again, both hands onto that right side, looking up and over that right shoulder before we make our way back to the front. Don't worry, I won't put you in frog again. Swinging your right foot into butterfly. So we're going to do the inside of the thighs for a little flap of the inside of the thighs, and then we're going to work on butterfly once we've done the outer side of our hips and into our glutes. So don't worry too much about how far your knees are coming down in this bit of butterfly. Hopefully we'll do a little bit more on that in a moment. So just gently opening and easing the inside of the thighs. And then we're going to come into cow facing pose. So taking your, I'm going to face towards you, so hopefully I'll get my rights and lefts correct. Taking your right foot and placing it underneath your left leg so that it's towards your left sit bone. And then we're going to take the left leg, left foot, and place it on top. So we're going to hopefully get the little toe sides of your feet onto the floor with kneecap stacked on top of kneecap. If that is completely impossible and one knee is in your ear and the sit bone isn't on the floor, then just straighten your right leg. so that again we've still got kneecap on top of kneecap and little toe side of the foot is on the floor. So grabbing your strap or your long sock or whatever you've got to hand, maybe again if you know that you've got open shoulders enough to hold on to your fingertips at the back, then don't worry too much about the prop. But if you do need a prop, place it over your left shoulder. So from here, as you inhale, sweep those arms up. And then taking that left hand down to grab hold of the strap, and then bringing that right hand behind to grab hold of the other side of the strap. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I mean from the back. So we've got that nice grip on both sides. What we want to be doing is pulling the bottom hand down to get the top elbow tighter towards the center of the back of the head. And then from here, we're going to start to push the back of the head into the forearm to lift the chest. Flexing both of your feet, we're going to move the heart over the front of your knees. So see if you can get that lift to remain with a nice straight body. The one thing that people tend to do here is just to round the back and see if they can get their head towards the knees. We're trying to lift in a straight line, so pushing the heart forward, keeping the elbow lifted, keeping the feet flexed, and then we're going to close the eyes down and take that really long breath again all the way down through the nostrils into the lower belly, all the way around the glutes, around the hips, and then out through the soles of the feet. So just a couple more breaths. Again, see if you can push your heart space even further forward over those knees. And then on the inhale breath, lifting with a straight back body, opening those arms up, releasing the toes, draw the elbows in for a goddess arm pose, lifting the gaze up, expanding across the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Big breath in and out. Again, here we want to feel that grounding through those sit bones, those anchor points into the earth, the base of the spine, and again that elevation from that base of the spine. Big breath in. Big sigh out, let the hands fall. Rolling shoulders up, back and down, and just let the head drop from left to right. Still facing forward, just crown of the head dropping left to right. And then come back into the center. So we're going to change legs. So this time we want to have left leg underneath and right leg on top. Again, maybe that left leg is straight, but one side is always a little bit different to the other side. So if you need to, straighten that under leg and make sure the little toe side of the feet are flat on the floor and both sit bones are equally positioned. Again, if you need a little bit of extra length for your shoulders, place your strap over your right shoulder, and we're going to take an inhale to sweep the arms up. As you exhale, you're going to bring that right hand down into the center of the shoulder blades or onto the top of the strap, and then bring the left arm behind to grab hold of the strap or those fingertips. Elbow is tightly into the back of the head as you push that back of the head into the forearm to lift the tricep, flexing both feet. Again, as you exhale, we're moving our heart space forward. We're keeping the chest open, keeping elevation to upper body. Keep drawing down into the base of the spine, but again, that lift through the crown of the head, through that top elbow, trying not to let the shoulders fall. Again, I'd like to close the eyes just to watch the body and watch the pattern of breath and tracing and visualizing that breath coming in through the nostrils and out into those spaces that need to be softened, need to be opened. And I'm sure if you've been sitting at a desk that is your home office and it's not feeling too great, this is probably feeling super nice, or maybe just super tight. So one last big breath in and out. And as you inhale, release the feet, open the arms all the way up. Let go of the strap if you have one. Elbows come down and in slightly. Shoulders rolling back, palms open, gazing upwards, opening our Vishuddhi chakra, our throat. Again, that nice even flow of breath. And then as you exhale, big sigh, let the arms fall. Rolling shoulders up, back and down. And then taking yourself back into our, stay facing you, back into our butterfly position. This time we're going to bring the thumbs onto the inside of the pads of the feet to open those feet up like a book. Again, perhaps if your knees are a little bit more skyward, then we need to bring the ankles forward slightly into a diamond shape, and therefore don't place the thumbs on the inside of the feet, just bring the hands onto the ankles. So you're really opening those inner thighs up as you inhale to lift the chest. And then as you exhale, we're going to move that heart space again forward. So we're over the toes, keeping long straight back body, shoulders coming down, crown of the head reaching up. Again, thinking about that pattern of breath, moving into the inner thighs, inner groin. Again, we've done a lot of compression and release around that space this evening. Working on the endocrine system, working on making our body work just that little bit better. Nice open space around the throat. And then as you exhale, just let the head fall, let the elbows fall, let the back of the neck be long. Just let the hands go. Again, maybe yours looks a little bit more like this, that's okay. Just we're allowing that weight of gravity to soften the back body, to open through the neck and the shoulders. And then very slowly, rolling your way up. Maybe you want to do a shoulder roll, maybe not. Draw those knees in. And before we come down onto the floor, I just want you to lift one leg and give the knee a little circle, just to release any last minute tension through those hips, and then come back the other way. Nice and gentle, nice and soft. And then place that foot down, lift the other leg. And again, doesn't matter which way you come, just do about 3 circles one way. And then we'll change direction. And then plant that foot on the floor. Reach the arms forward and slowly roll your way down, tucking tailbone under on the way. Make sure you have your pillows near you, because I think we need to place them underneath the knees today. So placing them underneath those knees into our Shavasana space. Before we do our Shavasana, we're going to do a final spinal twist, but just so that they're there. Draw the knees in towards the chest, maybe a little bunny hop to release that low back. Let the arms come out into T shape. Again, if you haven't got space, no worries, cactus is fine. Knees and ankles over to the right. Rolling left shoulder up, back and down. This supine spinal twist should be relaxing, so if you need to, move the knees away from the body to make sure that you can rest here. Nothing should be held. And that breath is long and even. knees and ankles into centre. Over to the left, rolling right shoulder. Again, no tension as we let the body relax. One last breath before we take the knees back into the centre. And again, hopefully those pillows are in a nice space so that you can just let the legs fall open at the knees. So we're not quite in bound angle, we're in kind of like a long bound angle pose. The feet don't have to be together, the knees are open nice and wide. Lower back is long and relaxed. Just get the music sorted. And then from here, we can roll the shoulders up, back and down. Rest the hands onto the belly or onto the backs of the hands onto the floor, up to you. Closing the eyes down, making sure we've got that long back of the neck. And then from here we start to soften the body. No tension through the feet. Letting the ankles relax and release. That space around the kneecaps softens and falls into the earth. No tension through the thighs. Hips released, relaxed, feeling comfortable. Low back gently curling, supported by mid-back, upper back. Shoulders falling heavy, arms soft. A sense of lightness as the next inhale washes over the body. A sense of stillness as it leaves the body. No tension across the muscles of the face. Coming to rest the awareness on the center eyebrows. Starting to take a deeper breath back into the lower body. Stretching out through fingers, through toes, rolling through wrists, through ankles. Bring the legs to straight as you sweep the arms over your head. Give yourself a full breath in, followed by that big grounding sigh. Making your way over to the right hand side. As always, taking your time to come slowly back into the body. before we make our way up into our comfortable cross-legged seat. If you can, still with eyes closed. If not, no worries, just gently close them again. Palms face down onto those knees. And from here we take those deeper breaths back into the belly. We take our moment to acknowledge our practice, but also today to remember our dedication of practice. What was it that we were thinking about? Again, physically, mentally, emotionally, and holding on to the strength of our practice to fulfill that dedication. Coming away from the mat with a sense of stillness, of openness, of light. Bringing hands together, rubbing into warmth. Generating that little bit of heat through the palms before we bring the hands as cups over the eyes. Let the head fall heavy into those hands this evening. Just a little bit of weight around those eye sockets before we flutter eyelids open and bring those hands down into prayer. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me this evening on the mat. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of mix and match, suitably grounding practice. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more grounded after those postures. Please do let me know if you liked it, a little thumbs up on the or any comments if you have time on the video below, and as always, if you do have the wherewithal to donate, then please follow the link below the video. That would be much appreciated. Hopefully, fingers crossed, our class will be going ahead on Sunday at in Lloyd Park. Hopefully we have the weather, and we will be in touch regarding government guidelines as soon as they come out, to know how the new ones affect us. Hopefully you are all staying safe, and hopefully I will see you guys very, very soon. Namaste.